Hey there, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Jordan Kelly and I'm with Working Aussies Homestead, and every month I take you into our personal life and be transparent with you where we share our budget video for the month, and we go over the previous month to see where all of our money was spent. We're gonna go over December budget today and jump into January 2022. It was a wild ride of a year, but I have some very exciting news to share. We also have a litter of 3-week-old puppies, so you'll probably hear them in the background today. But if we have time, I'll grab one for you guys to look at. We plan our budget out on paper first, then we add it into our app second on our phone. You can also pull this up onto a computer. We use Every Dollar Budgeting app. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. And if you're not new here, welcome back. I'm glad you were able to join us today. So we're gonna go in, it's gonna ask me if I'm ready to make January's. I'm not quite yet. We're gonna go over December. So this was a much bigger month than we expected, but I'm very excited with how the month went. So we had over $9,500 of income this past December. It was a 3-paycheck month. However, when we made the budget, we only had in mind that it was going to be a 2-paycheck month. That way, that extra third paycheck could go directly into our savings because we are working on paying off our final debt. So that came in for the month. If you think back to it, we had put down for Josh to bring home, I believe it was $1,600, and for me it was $1,500. Josh brought in almost $2,700, and I brought in over $2,300. So it was a great month. We had boarding. We made a little bit extra. I watched a couple extra dogs for some friends. We sold eggs. We also got our puppy deposit for our litter of puppies, so that's in there. And we did make $127 from YouTube, which is super exciting. So in here, we put in $4,642.17 from savings. That was the puppy deposits plus the extra that we made from our paycheck. So that is in there. Our expenses were pretty normal. However, we went way over on groceries and drinks and a date night. It's a busy month. It's a busy month. So a lot of the groceries part is honestly items that we didn't really think about that we put in as groceries, even though it's kind of like more like home goods. So like some cleaning supplies and some things that we should have ideally thought about separately. So those are in there. So our grocery budget was $541. It has not been over like $200 or $300 for like a year or two. That was a lot for us to spend on groceries. We did some maintenance on the Corolla, and then our feed goal budget was $400. We only spent $307, which was awesome. Josh was able to do our artless music. We did $40 in wood chips. We finished the fence. We also made the pig pens. And then our website was renewed. So that the website renewal was something we did not plan on. That was $276. Again, one of those that next year we will be much more prepared and have in mind that those costs are going to come through. So for Kelly Crew Aussies, we had our $270.25 food for Chewy. The neuter has already been paid for, but that was money that we had set aside specifically for the neuter. Our preventatives were only $200 instead of like $270 that I had put in there. So we did save a little bit with that. And then we did have an extra expense come up with the puppies. We dock and remove dew claws on our Australian Shepherds. So that $154 was their vet visit when they were 3 days old to go and do that. We also have ASEA in here. And then we have seeds. We did spend a little bit extra. I don't think it's in here quite yet. So we have $33.95 left to spend on seeds. So Christmas, I know I had put in like $250. We only spent $129.18, so we just went ahead and saved that extra money this month. And then we had Josh's loan and my medical bill. So let's dive in to January 2022. I hope you guys all had a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Ours was spent with family, and that was awesome to have because we hadn't had both of our parents in the same house with us, I don't believe, since our wedding 3.5 years ago. So it was really nice. We had my parents, we had Josh's parents come for Christmas, and we had 8 dogs in the house. It was wonderful. We ate some delicious grass-fed lamb from our friends Claire and her husband. And it was just a really good time. So let's go back into January. So again, if you're new with this app, it's going to automatically transfer everything over from the month before, which is okay. That's why we start at the top and go down. So we're going to do, it is not a 3 paycheck month, unfortunately. And so I have a couple exciting things to tell you guys. Okay, well, let's set this down for a second. The first exciting thing, so if you guys are not, okay, I'll start back with this. If you guys are new here, we are on a debt-free journey, and our goal last year was to pay off $20,000. This is 2021. No, 2020. 2020, we had the goal to pay off $20,000 of our debt. It was a big feat. It was big for us. In 2020, we both lost our big girl, big boy jobs where we were making almost 6 figures. And we hit a major pay cut. But we took what we were making and what we had coming in and made the absolute best with it. We paid off over $26,000 of our debt last year. We did sell a vehicle, so that helped by $3,000. But that was us really hustling it. So this year we said, okay, we're still going to do the same thing. It's a little different. We're both working for a different company now. We both work for Starbucks. Obviously, you guys see how much we make. But with that, we have cut out everything we possibly can to be where we are with the plan and goal to get to where we want to be. And with that, we have just under $40,000 left starting January 2022. But the exciting thing I wanted to share with you guys is as of the end of December 2021, we have paid off $23,620.98 of our debt. So over the past 2 years, we've paid off almost $30,000. Over the last 2 years, we have paid off almost $50,000. And we have just under $40,000 left. We started with $97,000 of student loan debt back in 2017. And here we are, living this different life. Kind of makes me a little bit emotional because it's tough. It's tough to want to do so many things and be where we are. So, but we appreciate you guys being here and being supportive of this and our journey. Sorry. That's probably the hardest part, is living in a world, living in society where so many have the next best thing, and so many times you fall into that comparison gap. And when you go against the grain, when you go up against the current instead of with it like everybody else, it makes you feel like, not that something's wrong with you, but it makes you feel different and isolated, and it's tough. It's so tough for us sometimes, especially working with people who are 21 and younger. Mind you, I'm 26, Josh is 29, but we're pretty sure we were born in the wrong decade. But it's tough. It's tough sometimes to work with so many people who are so materialistic. And all we want to do is come home and grow our own food. So for Josh's income for January, we're going to put down $1,600 because starting January 1st, Josh is going to be taking off an extra day from Starbucks, which means that's an extra day for him to work on the homestead. And he is over the moon excited. We've expanded our garden, and he's super excited to have a third day off to work on that every week. So I'm excited for him to be here. So $1,600 for him. We're going to change mine to $1,500. What the heck? No, let's do $1,500. So, and then I am boarding a pup this month. And then I'm going to put this as Homestead. So one of Josh's things that he's doing this month, well, one of his goals for the year is to get more comfortable with sourdough. And the man has made $37 so far from selling sourdough at work. Loaves of sourdough bread. So he's pretty excited about that. Ooh, okay. So we have one final deposit that's going to come in this month. So we can count that. So our mortgage is the same. Water is $37. Natural gas is $10.70. Electricity went up quite a bit. That's the thing when you have puppies, is they have to have a heat source. All right, electricity was $245.71. Our trash is going to go up this month. So our new monthly amount will be about $40. But we are adding a second container. So that is going to be $100.04 just for this month. That's the additional fee for them to drop off the second one, and then our new trash fee for the month. Storage unit is $125. Now groceries. This is the part that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So we're going to take this down to $150. We're going to actually stick with it this time. I promise. I promise. Okay. So take those out of there. With groceries, I want to go over this because this is something that I loved doing last year, and I'm super excited to do it again this year. There's an account on Instagram. It's called 3 Rivers Homestead, and every year she hosts a challenge where for the month of January and February, so from January 1st to March 1st, the plan and the goal is to eat from nothing but your pantry and your freezers. And what that does is it helps cut down that grocery bill budget for those 2 months so that you're able to maybe save that money to put into projects for the spring on your homestead. Another thing that does is, as a homesteader, you try and preserve as much as your food possible during the warm months, during the growing season. So we put up a lot of cans of our own produce this year. And so what the challenge does is it promotes you in this time of rest when the garden is not in full bloom and full swing. You can still enjoy those items from the garden without having to go to the grocery store. I'm super excited to do it again this year. I went through, the first year we did it, I maybe had one sheet of paper of things we had in our freezer and our pantry that we could eat, that we wouldn't have to go to the store for. And for the two of us, you know, most items that will be in our freezer is like 2 to 3 meals for us. So that, stretches us a long time. With that being said, I went ahead and I did our inventory. And this year we have not just one full page of things in our freezer, but we have 3. And we have 1 full page of things in our pantry and 2 full pages of things in our freezer. And for us, that's a lot of food. That's a lot of food for just 2 people. Some of that is like we have a bag of soup bones that we can make broth with, and from that broth then we can make soup, and we have meat that we can put in the soup. We have dehydrated vegetables that I've made that we can add to the soup. We still have 6 ears of corn in our freezer, which for us, that's 3 meals of one side. And we have several gallons of rice that we put up a couple months ago. We have several quarts of rice, several quarts of beans, so we can do a lot of meals that still have a good amount of protein, as well as we still have most of our last beef box that we bought. We have most of a full lamb in our freezer, and we still had 3 whole chickens. We have several gallon-sized bags of just wings, just thighs, just breast, plus we still have 3 whole rabbits in our freezer, and I have 4 that are about ready to process, and I have rabbits that are due in the next week or so. We are set when it comes to food at our house right now. And the whole point of that is to eat from what you have already. Then gas, we're gonna go to 300. I think we can do that. Insurance is $88.86. We are gonna do some truck maintenance, so I'm gonna change this in here to $55. And then feed, we're gonna do $400 again. Okay, Adobe's the same. We're gonna take music off. We're gonna do $50 for wood chips. Okay. And then we don't need the fence in there. We don't need the pens in there. We definitely don't need the website renewal. Okay. For the food here, it's going to be $229.20. And then I can take this off. So this is going to be income from last month, technically, from the money that we were given last month. So $620, $120 of it is going to pay for the puppy's first vaccine, their distemper shot. And then we won't have these on here. No Christmas seeds. No Christmas presents. And then we are going to pay $500 on Josh's loan this year. So the $500 is going to come from his loan. There is what January looks like. And then we've talked about taking that $218.94 and putting it into savings. All right, perfect. There we go. There is our budget. Our income estimate then for the month is going to be $4,767. It should be a good month. Yosemite here would like to thank you so much for watching our budget video today. If you have not already, go and hit that like button, go hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment down below. And again, we appreciate you watching. Thanks again. My name is Jordan Kelly with Working Aussies Homestead, and we'll see you next time.